Happy Sunday, everyone. I want to say this is like episode number 14 already. Shout out to our sponsor for making the show possible, Western Union. You could send money to your folks down in sweet T&T, anywhere in the world. But this is really to get folks money to people in sweet T&T, help them out. And when they get the money, tell your receivers they do not have to go into like a Western Union outlet or branch anymore. They could just call 868-623, well, locally 6,000, and they could have the money sent straight to their bank account. How nice is that? Shout out to Western Union. Tonight we have two very special guests. One person I know, one person I have never met, and so this will be the first time I'm talking to them. First person hails all the way from GT, aka Guyana, and the second guest comes from sweet T&T. And let's just run the reel. Let me find the reel and introduce our first guest.
Oh, it's Timeka. I don't know what this rhythm do to my soul. Make me wine, make me lose control. Oh, boy, bend me over, grab me if some, bring me closer. Whiny, whiny, they call me Miss Whiny, whiny.
Everybody calls her the GT Queen. Goes by the name of Timeka Marshall. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Dre, what's up?
I am good. You know, I had a fantastic time editing your reel. And
Really?
I will say
I feel nice about that.
It's just pure fire. And I'm thinking, this is just too much sexiness in one.
You must
one
tell
video.
all your guests that.
To the next section video.
must.
To the next section video, I have to stop. I say, you know what? Enough Timeka Marshall videos. Let's just end it here and end the hotness.
I feel really good about that, especially now when it's COVID season and I don't feel as sexy. So, that makes me feel good.
Are you one of those victims of the old lockdown quarantine weight gain business?
I would like to say aren't we all, but I think some people are thriving. I'm still waiting for gyms to be officially open. I'm getting in some workouts here and there,
right.
But most of the workouts are like lifting food and just putting it in. So yeah, I'm looking a little stock. Take Mika.
I'll tell you, Timeka, that why I have this different type of respect for you. And I was thinking about it before the interview. I didn't even get a chance to go through your bio to figure out when you started. So we're going to talk about that. But I knew when we first met, I think it was in Barbados for a crop over. And then it was in a Jamaica and a carnival. But what I loved the most was that before I even knew who Timeka Marshall was, I was having, Trini Jungle events, and indirectly somehow you reached out, or you were a guest of a guest and you came through to one of my events, and then the second event you came through, but you never was the type that said, hey, call the promoter and tell him Timeka Marshall here, or I'm coming through. The dancer that you were like, yo, I need to get some tickets, tell me how much, and I need to get it for my friends, and blah, 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 blah. And it was like that. And I said, yo, most people in the industry will always push yo, it's me. Give me something here, hook me up. And you didn't come with that attitude. You came in a whole different mindset that blew me out of the water. I'm like, yo, this girl is mad chill. And she's sure this girl's an artist from Guyana? And what is up? With how she's so humble. And I would love that. I love that. Is everybody in Guyana like that?
I don't know. I can't speak for everyone, but I think also I'm a person who loves to give respect, and because I expect it back,
Right.
And I think you give what you want, what you would like to receive.
Yeah.
And I feel like at the end of the day, I have experience being a promoter as well. I've done events and that kind of thing. As you know, I worked on Guyana Carnival and so on, and my own events. And I know what it is like to be putting on an event and everyone's calling your phone, and you're busy as hell trying to get things together, and it's the day of the event, and no event ever really goes smoothly. There's always something happening, and you're micromanaging, and then here comes this person, oh, I need so. I'm like, chill. If you're supporting me, support me. And so that's how I go about things. And I feel like if you recognize the name and know who it is and everything, and then you say, okay, hey, Timeka, take, and it's happened like that afterwards. So you give respect to get respect. So that's how I look at it.
I agree with that. You know, when I started doing this, I thought one of the only islands that knew the true meaning of support was Jamaica, because in Jamaica, like in Trinidad, it's simple. A man is tell you, or a woman, or whoever will say, yo, I will support you, send me some comps. And I'm thinking,
That's not support.
that's a Trinidadian definition of
Not
support.
support.
I'm coming to your event, so make sure and take care of me, comp me, give me free drinks, do whatever you can, roll out the red carpet. I'm coming to support you. And I went to Jamaica and I realized it. In Jamaica, it actually meant support means support. Like, yo, brethren, how much is the event? I'm bringing people, tell me the cost, and I'm going to pay you. And I don't want no free thing, right? And I was like, yo, like, cool. But in Jamaica, eventually that changed. Like, I realized too in the recent years after all the foreigners hit the island and the carnival started to explode, that people were like, yo, I want free thing. And I said, yo, welcome to Jamaica.
Well, I feel like also in the industry, you kind of have to know as a promoter, there are a few things you kind of have to give and you kind of just have to bite your tongue on it. But at the same time, we all love support, no matter what industry we're in. Yeah. And so, you know, you give to get. So not every time it's about an asking, and, you know, go out there and really spend your money and help develop your friend if it's someone you're really interested in, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, man. Timeka, where did this whole thing start for you? I was kind of going through some of your songs. There was a very, I want to say more of a dancehall feel. And then I found then you had the Jambian, which I still consider a mix of dancehall soca.
I do too.
and then, you know, whiny eventually. But did you start off dancehall? Did you start off choir in the church, an old girl? Where did it start for you?
Well, I think the very first time I sang in public, I was actually in high school and I took part in a school pageant. And for my talent piece, I sang. And it was the first time that my peers knew I could really sing. And I won Best Talent. And then from there, a teacher of mine kind of forced me into a competition by our local phone company, a jingle competition, and I won that. And then actually, believe it or not, my very first song was very strong R&B based. Song called "We Should Separate." If you go look at that, don't tell me about it. I don't want to know. I don't want to. There is. It's a long ago, Timeka. And then after that, I started traveling to Jamaica, networking, writing, recording, and that kind of stuff. So of course, being in Jamaica, it was heavily reggae and dancehall influenced. And then I started going to Carnival. And I made it. I went to my first Carnival. I can't remember what year it was. And I fell in love. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm hooked on this. And each year I kept on going back. And then
Trinidad Carnival, huh?
Trinidad Carnival.
Yeah, okay.
To be specific, Trinidad Carnival. Yes, no, right. And then I'm like, okay, I'm coming here so often. I want to hear my music on the road. So, and then I really got into soca. And then that's when I started venturing off into trying it. And my very first soca track that I did features Skinny Fabulous. Not even features, it's a collaboration with Skinny and I, the song called Whining Pro. Produced by Monster Peace, Peter Coppin out of Barbados. Right. The song did pretty well in Guyana. I know it got couple well spins in Barbados too, because it was a big rhythm. And then from there, I was still, pushing. When can I get it? How do I really get into the soca thing? I even did a track with Kes. The song is called Tagging Along. No one really knows about it because I'm way on the second verse, way down.
The Redman Association, Kes the band, Kes.
Kes the band, Kes.
What year was this? Because how did this go under the radar?
It's okay. So I think it went under the radar because I took way too long to come in for the song. So it started with the chorus, then went verse, then went chorus, then I came in. So DJs don't really play that long.
Right.
So so the song is called Tagging Along. Really good song. Shout out to Mad Men Productions. They did that one. Yes, big up Johan. And then, boom, 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 things happen, and still doing some dancehall tracks and so on. And Guyana Carnival came along. And, I really had to do some soca just for the culture. I was a part of the team who brought Guyana Carnival the first year.
Right.
And of
How many years
course,
Guyana has under its belt so far? 3 or 2?
yes, 3, I think. I think. And then, yeah, so as being the leading female artist from Guyana and being a part of Guyana Carnival and all of that, I had to really do it for the culture. And of course, I really love soca at the end of the day. So I started putting out a lot of the soca stuff, and then came the song Whiny Whiny.
Right. Now,
Yeah.
when I spoke to Show in Winchester 2 weekends ago, he said that he believes one of his major change, like I guess his breakout tune to get him more on an international platform was, I think, Slow Wine on the Jambian rhythm. Right? I
Okay.
think it's called Slow Wine or Wine one of those whining names. Was your song on the Jambian rhythm a pivotal change for you, or what do you would consider your song that said, man, this song actually put Timeka Marshall out there beyond Guyana?
Oh, that's a really good question. That's a really good question, and I don't really know how to answer that. Let me tell you why. Because before Trinidad knew Timeka from Whiny Whiny, and I was based in Jamaica for quite some time, recording and doing videos and that kind of thing. So I remember one of my first songs that really started to give me a little buzz was a song produced by Stephen McGregor, song called All Night. And then right after that, I did a song by Jukebox, but the video collaboration was with Peter Morgan from Morgan Heritage.
Okay.
And then that gave me an excellent push.
Nice.
Then I did a song with Busy Signal. And then there was that. And
Right.
so all these
But
things
all
kind of
in different directions, right? But this is like dancehall or dancehall.
correct.
Right.
So I'm always tapping into all these different little places. But I think in more recent times, other than Whiny Whiny, of course, the other 2 songs that I think really give me a good push, I would have to say the song on Jambian rhythm and a song called Bend Me Over on the Bad and Sexy rhythm, produced by Birchill. Yeah.
Yeah. I see, it's so funny. Like the Monica comments is saying, "Can we hear some tunes?"
Yes. Hi, Monica.
I'm like, what tunes do you guys want to hear? When I had Vaughn and Little Natty on, they had them singing all night. They were
Oh
like,
my
Natty,
God.
I want to hear this song. I want to hear Trouble in the Morning.
Oh my God,
Vaughn,
this is a show here.
it became a show. I was like, yo, I can't ask, but if the audience asking, that's a different story.
Yeah. Well, let me see if they request anything specific. Right now, it's just general.
Yeah,
what you saying, Monica?
Do you know where's Solomon Islands?
I have no idea. I'm just seeing this here. I have no clue.
Yeah, we need to figure out
Check
where Solomon
Google.
Islands. I've never heard of
Google
Solomon Islands.
knows.
Yeah. All right. So, Whiny Whiny, to me, was a creeper. Like it was on the rhythm. It wasn't. I don't think it started off as the biggest lead on the rhythm, but then it just grew and grew and grew. And I saw your performance of that on 1 Yard. Was it last weekend? That aired.
Was it last or last 2?
It might have been 2 weekends ago already.
Time stands still. Time stands still.
The 30th of October. It was. I think that was last Friday. Actually. But yeah, so you did Whiny Whiny, and I still got a vibe. I was like, yo, this song is still kicking it, and I love it. Who you wrote this yourself?
Thank you. No, so this is written by Problem Child.
Kickstand Rhythm, right?
Problem Child is such a Kickstand Rhythm, great writer. He wrote the entire project for all of the artists, and I was trying to work with him for a while, and then one day he just reached out and was like, "Hey, I think I have the song," and he sent it to me. I loved it from I got it, and then I traveled up to New York to record it with Parry, and it was just a really cool vibe. And I'm the unknown artist on that rhythm. There's Charles, there's Patrice. Yeah. I mean, in comparison, I'm gonna be honest. In comparison.
Right.
And so then when I heard the song really picking up in Trinidad, and I went down there to do promo and so on, and everyone was loving the song, and I mean, it was a really good vibe. It was a really, real good vibe. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it back that carnival because I was in LA doing some work, and it really sucked because the song, I mean, people kept sending me videos for the song on the road, and that still hurt my heart to this day.
Right. Are you still busy recording this year?
I am recording. I have quite a few stuff that's put down right now. I'm trying to figure out what direction that I want to go in right now because I feel like doing a little switch up.
Right.
So I am
Switch
taking
up in
my
the sense
time.
of which direction? Pop?
I mean, no. Well, I think whatever I do, my music will always represent the Caribbean. And when I
Okay.
say switch up, I don't mean necessarily genre. I mean putting everything together really as a package and a direction. And you put together a project with a theme and full idea behind it, and then think about to fully conceptualize it, including image and
Right.
everything. So I am taking my time, and I just don't want to put out stuff just I've been doing that for a while. So
Right.
I'm recording and reviewing and seeing which direction I want to go.
But okay, so have you, and this is just me being like, I guess dumb, but have you put out any EPs or albums since your
I haven't.
career?
I
It's
haven't, and
all singles just come
I
in
feel
one.
like it's time. Yes,
You
yes,
see
yes,
why? You
yes,
see why COVID is so important right now?
yes.
I'm seeing this is allowing artists and musicians and everybody to take a different direction in what we're doing. And
Yeah.
yes, Timeka Marshall should step back and think, how do I put out an EP with X amount of songs or an album, and it's going to have these collaborations and this and that, and this is the time.
I definitely agree. The world is so fast paced, and even in the music industry too, people are always sending you tracks left, right, and center. And so they
Right.
just send you. And
Yeah.
then you're like, okay, I like the vibe and I'm just going to jump on it. But at the same time, you're really just all over the place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And especially for me, because I'm very versatile and I do different genres. And I listen to every single thing under the sun. So I can write to many different things and I can lend my voice, many different genres and places. So especially for me, I really feel like I really just I want a voice, I want to create, but at the same time, I want to have a clear direction, one clear path. So I'm just taking my time to figure out that right now.
Right. How much of your stuff do you write versus do you sing?
Meaning if I write for others?
Like you write for yourself mainly?
Yes, I mostly write for myself, like 95%,
Right.
90-ish, 95, yeah.
I'm only asking because,
That's
Kerwin
okay.
Dubois said, Sherwin Winchester said, most of the artists are saying, if you are an artist and you don't know how to sound right and pen for yourself, then, like you're not in a game. Like, and I'm thinking, which artists out there just getting songs and singing them? Like, you should really know how to write your own music, right?
I mean, you should, but I think too, we're not all talented in every single department. Let's be real here. Let's be real. I mean, okay, Kerwin is great. You know what I mean? But not everyone is a Kerwin. Not everyone's a Kerwin.
Yeah.
So we try and we do our best, but also there are other people out there, like their penmanship is on a next level, but they might not be an artist.
True.
So what are you going to do? Have these songs be wasted? And I mean, I think everyone needs to find their strengths, and you work on that, and also your weakness. You work on that even more to build it as a strength, or just to get it better or on a different level, Right. But at the same time, I mean, like, if I hear a song, we all as artists, I think my one of my jobs is to hear and see how I feel about this, and if I feel it can be a potential.
Right.
If I see potential in it, and if I see potential, I'm not letting it go. Whether I'm the writer or not, I don't care. A bad song is a bad song,
I agree.
Yeah.
I think it's a good time to bring in our next guest. Choppi, are you out there? Because I'm not seeing visuals, but I want to introduce our next guest from T&T. There's a lot of stuff I want to know about this guest actually, and Timeka, you've never met him either. So
no, we haven't.
I love introducing artists across countries and genres and whatnot. So let me find this reel and run it, and then we'll bring in Hey Choppi.
Hey Choppi.
I like when you trip. My girl know I work overtime, so she she got me passes for VIP. You're looking awesome. Your body smoking, girl, yeah, you looking awesome. Your man buy that skirt, buy take it off, take it off, take it off, take it off, take it off. You buy them drawers, buy take it off, take it off, take it off, take it off, take it off. You are the captain, sail away. Watch my hands on your waist and I'm trying to navigate. Anchor down, let me dive in. Don't make me wait. To the ends of the globe and
Welcome to the show.
Yo,
hey, Choppi.
Hey,
That was good.
So, Timeka, hey, Choppi, Timeka.
Nice to
pleasure to meet you. Yes, I do the same thing, you know.
We might think alike.
For sure.
So Bomber dropping me because shame on me again. I'm seeing little, I know the song Captain, which is huge for Trinidad Carnival 2020. Everybody calls it Sail Away. I thought the name of the song was Sail Away. Up to today, I'm looking, hey, Choppi, Sail Away, and Googling. And I'm like, oh, it sounds called Captain. But worse than that, I'm thinking, okay, where did Hey Choppi come from? And how the hell do I not know Hey Choppi? And then it dawned on me when someone said, Hey Choppi is Nebula 868. I said, you lie. I said Nebula 868. You mean like I've been listening to Nebula 868 for a minute. And what I loved about Nebula 868 was not only mad talented, both of you all as a duo with the old hip hop game and whatever you all did, but the music videos are always on point. And I said, man, these guys have mad skills when it comes to creativity and putting out the music production. So every song, music video, they're on their way up. And then I'm in the world of Hey Choppi now, and nice to meet you, man. Like,
pleasure,
so
brother.
tell me, Nebula 868, is it still a group? Now you're Hey Choppi, are you part of both? Are you just a solo movement? And Nebula 868 is a thing in the past? Let me know what the 411 is.
I think it keeps evolving. Like for me, I feel like, it's like Ray Sherman, and then it have Sway Lee. You know what I mean? Like Ray Sherman is still a group, but Sway Lee just doing his thing right now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So, it's like more switching directions. So like Wong, my brother who I was in the group with, right?
Okay.
So he is still on board with my career. We still writing. We working same way, bro. You know what I mean? We know how to fit in, and so it's just like you had to evolve.
Right.
But
how,
You
how
felt
hard
like
is it as an artist in Trinidad and Tobago that, to me, like crazy talent, right? And your passion happens to be, let me say, hip hop, maybe R&B, and that vibe. And the Caribbean is not known for having hip hop stars and R&B stars, right? How miserable is it, or hard it is to be in this industry and realize, man, I don't know where to go next?
Yeah. It is frustrating. You know what I mean? Coming up with Nebula is so much other hip hop artists, that working hard, coming up, and just never really get the opportunity. You know what I mean? So to be working for so much years, paying so much passion, so much blood, sweat, tears, everything, it is depressing. You know what I mean? For artists, but time does change, and like your time will come. Best believe, you know what I mean? Because a lot of the artists that probably were just like Cass was into alternative stuff and pop stuff, and look what happened. You know what I mean? So it's really about just sticking to it, and you don't know what direction you might swerve into.
Right.
Timeka,
you agree with that, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
No, for sure. I think also we as Caribbean artists, like I was mentioning, we listen to every single thing. So, we can't help what we're influenced by or what we're drawn to, what our passion is. And your location shouldn't have anything to do with, I think if you do good music, you do good music. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Not because you're from the Caribbean, it means like you need to be a Caribbean artist. And there have been artists from the Caribbean who made it out and are now huge stars in their own rights in different genres. If we look at Rihanna,
Yeah.
We have, I don't know if you guys know St. John. He's originally from Guyanese. He's doing from Guyana. Sorry, he does hip hop, rap,
Okay. Yeah.
and like the possibilities are endless. But I bet it's for sure frustrating. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you being a Jamaican or Trinidadian, whatever, you doing other genres.
I'm from
Don't-
Guyana. Yes.
Yeah.
But
No,
I do.
I wasn't saying you from Jamaica. I was just talking like in general.
In general, yeah.
No, I just want to clear up because sometimes these Guyanese fans I'm like, let me just let it known because a lot of people do think sometimes that I'm from Jamaica or even from Trinidad or other places because I'm doing these genres of music. So I'm just like, let me just clear it.
Understood.
Yeah.
Choppi, were there other Caribbean artists or Trinidadian artists that when you were coming out that you were looking up to in the city hip hop world? So for me, I don't know a lot of the history. I think my hip hop knowledge in Trinidad started off with this group. Chromatics was a part of it. What were they called? There was Chromatics and Nigel Telesford. What was that group called? And it was three of them, a duo. And they were
Spot Rushers.
Spot Rushers. So were people like Spot Rushers, were you looking at them and saying, man, I have my eye on them and I could do what they're doing and probably do it on a different level? Or you were looking at outside the Jay-Z's and whoever else and
Everybody. Yeah, you would look at, you'll be, you're young, you're there, you're watching BT and you're watching the music videos, you're watching MTV, you're there by
MTV.
and then to see somebody in the same place as you,
right,
and doing it and it's sounding good, automatically you look up to them. You know what I mean? So most definitely huge fan of Spot Rushers and like definitely influenced me coming up for sure.
Yeah. Is there a local hip hop movement that exists where all the rappers have events and battles and stuff locally?
Yeah.
Because what I'm trying to figure out for me is how to mesh. Like when you crossed over with, Captain, and now we know the dancehall movement and Trini Bad movement is growing, and you're kind of dabbling in that as well. Then then you came on my radar, and I want to figure out how do I broaden my spectrum, where I could pick up an artist like yourself faster, even though I knew about Nebula 868. But that's when you guys were, I would say, you were grinding, but y'all came to a point where I probably assumed it said, man, this is not going anywhere that you're as fast or as quick as you wanted to. Right. And it was why I asked that question, how frustrating it is, to stay in a lane and then have to switch out to probably get back in that lane.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't really consider it getting out of a lane and switching in because the way I just create. I do music, So like a lot of times people will interview and they'll be like, right, so you soca artists, how you guys? And I'm like, I'm not a soca artist, not in a rude way. Like I just love doing music.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's how I feel.
Don't put me. I can't be in a box, bro. I'm not.
That's how I feel. Exactly.
Don't put me in a box, man. So it's like, I mean, you just have to do different things, man. It's about your balance too, the amount that you put.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Captain sounded like that because influenced by R&B, hip hop. The way in which I sing it. It didn't sound normal. It was different.
Yeah.
The whole approach to it, even the mix, you know what I mean? The backgrounds, the reverb, the Travis Scott effects. You know what I mean? Like you just kind of get into your craft. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of home it in. You use all your stuff that you experience throughout your journey, and you just picking the best pieces. This is what I learned from here. This is from here. This is from here. And before you know it, you are the ingredients for a Callaloo boy.
True. True. Timeka, you mentioned earlier that you spoke to, you have collabs with, Busy, Signal. You did one, with Morgan Heritage, Cass. What do you think is the secret ingredient that we need to work on, or the special ingredient we need to work on as Caribbean artists to strengthen and grow our collabs beyond just doing it locally or regionally, to get out there and do stuff internationally? What do we have to do? Because this game, I realized, it's all about networking, because I could do this with you. One guy from Sony could happen to come across it and then say, bam, I like this guy vibe. call Hey Choppi, and all of a sudden Hey Choppi have a deal, a record deal with Sony, or somebody, and that's how it works. Really networking.
Boy, I think yes, for sure networking. I think if we had the answers, we would have been for sure doing it. It would have been. We don't have the answers. I think all we as artists can do is, like you mentioned, continue networking and putting out good material and hoping that our material can make it over to like mainstream as we say. But one of the good things, one of the positive things about our music is not our music, our people, I should say. There's so many Caribbean people outside of the Caribbean. When you look at the UK or the US, we're spilled all over the place. And we take our culture with us. So one of the things that you're seeing now is you're seeing carnivals everywhere. The carnivals in the US are getting huger and huger. And with that, the music is spilling over. So, and then everyone is growing into the carnival culture now. So we see a lot of the celebrities coming down and playing in Trinidad and different places and that kind of thing. And then they get now to hear the music. And I can just hope that through stuff like that, and as the culture, the carnival culture grows more, then there could be more collaborations and so on.
Okay. Choppi, do you feel, Kulan is asking, do you feel that in order to make it in another genre, you have to fly out? Like you need to leave Trinidad and go and spend some time in LA or London or something?
I think you definitely have to experience something, you know what I mean? Like, if I never experienced Carnival before,
right?
I can't, like, I mean, if you really experience Carnival, like, if you don't know about that, you cannot write about it.
True.
You know what I mean? You could probably write from your perspective looking in, maybe.
Very true.
You know what I mean? But to really get that energy for when you on the road, when you on that, you know what I mean? So I guess to the extent, yes, you have to, because you need to learn your surroundings. You need to learn, why they talk like that, why they say that, where this come from. The same way we know when we say bacchanal, we say this our terms. We know what it means, so we know how to use it. So I think it is important for you to, if not fly out, do some heavy research.
Right.
You know what I mean?
What are you doing right now, though? Are you trying to give a mix of, man, I'm doing what is, I will just use the word commercialize across the board. So meaning like this is what will be mainstream in like America, but I'm still going to give a little bit of a Trini feel. And I know some artists are doing it. And I think my thing is, I tell a lot of Caribbean artists, if you want to be international, you can't be too local. And it's sad to say, if you want to be 100% localized, your stuff will probably never go international because the other people won't understand what bacchanal is and using words like, I don't know, catch a gyro and there's a guy will hear it and be like, that song's cool, but I have no clue what that man's talking about.
I mean, I agree and disagree at the same time.
Right.
Because you listen to Jamaican music, I mean, understand half of the shit them saying.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
And everybody playing it. Everybody listening. True. So I don't. I'm a Trinidadian, right?
Yeah.
And I gonna be me. I gonna talk like me. You know what I mean?
Right. So
you get to learn
being us until people embrace it and push it. And
I think it's how. You know what I mean? It's how you do it. I could walk into a restaurant and say, and be like, you always seen boy doggy boy, everything cool, like everything, yeah, nice. And they'll be like, what? Or I could still talk the same and be like, hey man, good afternoon, how you going? Could I have 2 sandwiches, please? I am still talking like a Trinidadian, but I am just, you know what I mean? It's time and place.
Totally.
So I think you just have to know the amount to give and what you give and how you give it. You know what I mean? Because I say, Jamaicans, perfect example, they do not give 2 shits.
Yeah. I could
love them.
Yeah, I could probably end up in a long argument with a lot of Jamaican friends with us, but I still honestly believe they just totally have to get on their knees and thank Bob Marley, because I believe Bob Marley is what set the whole reggae dancehall to the world. And people embrace reggae and dancehall now because of Bob. Because I could go anywhere in the world and it's always everybody. You play a Bob Marley song and everybody could sing every word, every lyric. And I think Trinidad and the rest of the islands, we didn't get our bob yet.
Yeah. I think Jamaica's already known by the world over. And like you said, rightfully, I think Bob Marley has a lot to do with that. People already know Jamaica's culture. People already know that you're going to be hearing stuff and don't know what it is, but it just sounds cool,
Yeah.
But I think also when you look at all right, okay, there are tons of dancehall music and so on that doesn't cross over, that doesn't reach to mainstream radio and that kind of thing. But also, I think when you look at the ones that did it big, like like Shaggy, like Sean Paul. I don't see them. I think they chose their words carefully. Yeah. I think you could say it this way, but then also, okay, I think when you release a song, you look at who's your audience that you're aiming for. Am I trying to make this local? Who am I singing for? And I think with that being said, you can choose your words carefully.
Yeah, because the Jamaican artists that really went mainstream, they kind of got a bit poppy.
They're not kind of. They are poppy. Yeah, but you got to find that line where you're still carrying your culture and everything, your vibe, but at the same time, I mean, if I'm performing in Europe or wherever, I want people to understand what I'm saying and to sing along with me. You're not gonna get everything. That's known, but still, like, I still want you to sing along with me and get as much of it as possible. So I think you got to find a little balance, Right. Yeah.
Choppi, so you have a lot of stuff. I was just putting you had a music video drop, I think, this week. You had one 2 weeks ago. What's your schedule like where you're dropping? Like, you have music coming like every week right now?
Boy, it's pace.
Are you more busy now during the lockdown and the COVID times than before?
I mean, busy, but I guess the difference is I'm in one spot because we're not really moving as much, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just more online, more putting in the work, trying to get out as much music as possible, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's the most important thing right now is giving people content. And I think to add on to also answer what you asked and to add on to what you were saying, I think content is it. You know what I mean? Like when you say, like when you say, Jamaica have their bob and this and that and whatever, right? But if you look at content, imagine if all Jamaican music was jam in your hole, in your jam in your hole, give me back that in your hole, give me that in the hole, and give me that, right? Imagine if all dancehall was like that, right? Now they wouldn't go pretty far, but they have that because it's needed, because part of their culture, right? Then you have the popcorn. Then you have a conscience as a bubble man, but still, for the girls, you have, the man, the gunman thing, the whatever, they have content. You know what I mean? If you're feeling sad, they have love songs. You know what I mean? You're feeling spicy, they have sex songs. Whatever. Yeah? Your draw, right? Because you're catering to people. And when you catering to people, you're catering to people's emotions, brother. Mm-hmm. You understand? So you gotta tap into that. And that's like one of the problems. Well, I'll say was and still is, but heading out of it kind of problem. Soca and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because if you put the content in it, the same thing. I could say, wine and jam she all night. Or I could say, I love you, baby, all right. I could do the same melody, it's just the words to the same beat. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like we just have to give variety. When Carnival comes, it's a
good
season. Let's do that. But other than that, let's cater to people's emotions. That way, people abroad could hear us and they could connect to it. They could be like, "Ooh, yeah, yes, this." Other than that, what we really giving people, we selling them one. It's like I giving you Pilau every day. You know
Well,
what I mean?
that's the argument
I
we
mean,
have
as good as it
with the
is,
soca
and
carnival world, right?
because
It's
soca
pay
is
out for
great.
carnival right through.
Pilau is great, not so. It's
We
great,
love
not
pilau.
so. But I don't want to eat pilau every day. Let me enjoy it when that time comes. But in the meanwhile, I want to eat a curry, a stew chicken, this. You have to give people a
And to
variety.
make it as curry chicken, okay?
Not chicken curry.
I knew this would have come up. It is chicken curry. Y'all leave
Hey,
me.
it wasn't
Y'all
me.
leave this Guyanese alone, okay? Leave us alone. You take the chicken first. Start with the chicken first, right? And then you curry it. Why this always has to come up? I am so done. I'm so done with it.
You see me? Look at me.
But yeah,
I'm used to
Choppi,
this.
that's what we're talking about religiously. So now that you've dabbled in the soca world and you had a song for 2020, what advice? I mean, a lot of these soca artists, I think, having a hard time because they always structure their music for the season to come out with something to tell people to wine and jam and ray. And now they have to dress back and say, yo, how do I go with this thing? Because if I have to put out music and there's no carnival, what type of music do I put out and whatnot? So, like, for instance, for you, are you planning to put out anything soca-wise without a carnival happening?
Most definitely, because I have fans that are there, and I am not doing music to play in headphones. I do it for people, you know.
Yeah.
And I have to cater for them as well too. So for sure.
Tamika?
Sorry, I'm looking at the messages.
I'm trying not to look at it.
Casey, I see Casey. It's chicken curry. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. You see, the thing with me is because before I came into soca, I've been doing reggae dancehall and I've done pop stuff before, and I'm always trying out new sounds and that kind of thing. I still don't think that I've gotten that real breakout song as yet. So I am still searching and seeing what fits and that kind of thing. So right now, since obviously there's a pause on Carnival.
Yeah.
We don't know when it's coming again. I've had the chance to get back to some other genres because for a while it was just soca for a little bit, doing some stuff back home as we were working on Guyana Carnival too, working on soca music and that kind of thing. So now I have the opportunity to just do what I want to do what I feel like as an artist, do whatever my mood tells me to.
Right.
And it feels pretty good, because we do music for people, but at the same time we do music for ourselves. It's a nice little therapy, and we love music is why we do it. So it's also for us and me as an artist. I love touching different genres and seeing how does Timeka sound in this? Where does it take me? What new am I tapping into? I love discovering new.
Yeah. Guyana Carnival, do you think it's going to happen for 2021?
I can't say.
Do you
guys know?
There's no plans?
As of now, nothing. As of now, no one has said anything. We don't know. I think we're still holding out to see. I would love if it's possible.
What month is it again? May?
Pardon? It's in May. Yes.
Right. Memorial weekend, actually. Right.
I think it's a little just before that. So the actual road parade is usually the 26th of May.
Okay. So you guys are just kind of watching what's happening as well.
We're just watching. Everyone is hopeful.
Because I've realized a lot of the world has started to decide, you know what, we're moving on. We fed up, we're moving on. We're going to start having events. We're going to start slowly breaking back into what they consider to be normal.
Well, we haven't heard anything official just as yet. So, I mean, I'm not the government. I can't say. Right. I can't say. But, we're all very anxious to get back out there. But safety is also very important. And we know how Carnival is. And we know how our Caribbean people are like. Especially for soca. They're hugged up very tight. Yeah. So, we're just going to have to see.
When it's going to be bacchanal,
Yeah.
Whatever carnival say we're going live, whatever place in the world, everybody going.
Yes, for sure. That whole place is gonna be, yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens.
All right. Choppi, we kind of lead into this segment now to close the wrap. Like, what could we look forward to? What do you have in the works right now? And what could we expect that's coming in the near future?
I have some nice releases set up that I'm excited about for sure. The next one is going to be one called Superhero.
Right.
Outside of that, I'm also, I have like an independent label that I have home here in Trinidad, and I have like some dope artists as well. So that's Alienation Music. So like we kind of pushing heavy with some new faces right now
Right.
as well. So there's a lot going on. It's not just one individual. It's like a whole bunch of us coming together, and we,
Yeah. I
there's a lot
realize that
going on.
the lockdown has brought a lot of strong collabs and unity across the world.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Give thanks for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So lots of collabs. New Superhero coming out next.
Superhero coming out. That's going to be on the 20th
Yeah.
this month.
How do you describe the if I had to describe Hey Choppi's sound? So for instance, that song with Precision, shout out to Casey. What would you describe that sound as? What genre? I'm having a hard time with these genre these days. I'm like, is it stupid? Is it
Sometimes like because I don't study genre, I just be like, hey, that shit's
I feel you.
somebody
I
gotta
feel
fight
you.
it somewhere? I'm like, this has
I
to fight
feel
in
you.
that category.
Why
Yeah.
do we always have to put things in a category? Like, can't we just feel a
Keep it all
vibe and
separate.
just? Why do we have to label it?
Yeah, because coming.
You know?
Yeah, because it's just weird. It's like I don't know what to call it. It could fit into, different things. It's like a mixed child. You don't know what it is.
It is.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Person right here. No race claims me. I'm just too all over the place. Like, yeah.
And Timeka,
Yeah.
so you said you're in the process of working on yourself and the brand and a potential
Yeah.
EP or album.
Potential, yeah. I really think it's about time, but I really want to take my time and put it together. But in the meanwhile, even though I'm trying to fit that project together, I'm still going to be doing some releases. I have quite a few stuff put together. I teased a little preview of something I'm going to be dropping with Charlie Black the other day, so that's going to be coming out soon. And some singles. Other than that, I've been expanding on the brand and getting my entrepreneurship on. Yeah. I recently started a company for a natural hair community called Girls with Curls, and we cater to, well, obviously the natural hair community.
Nice.
And right now I'm in the beginning stages of figuring out merchandise and a Timeka Marshall clothing line.
Nice.
So I'm all over the place, but I'm really getting. This is a really good time to be creative.
For real.
You
Content
really
is
get.
king. I say Choppi.
Yeah.
You really get to sit down and like figure out who you are, not just as a personal, but as an artist. And this year has been really stressful in different ways. But I really love what this year is turning out to be, coming to the end.
Yeah.
Like,
I agree.
And I feel very, very positive about it.
I agree.
Very
It
positive.
gave us. I think it gave us all of us the time to slow down and recalibrate. So even for myself and my business, I had to let go, employees and stop certain pieces of the business because there's no carnival, so there's no content. So I don't need a team to back a lot of the things that I was doing. But it also kind of showed me that I was actually spending a lot of money on some things that I really didn't need. And I was just blowing money thinking, you know what? If I could pay for it, I'll pay for it. And now we realize, wait a minute, let me reset. Let me decide on to work efficient and pay for what I need and shuffle around a lot of parts of the business in a way that we can. So as you said, the year is kind of shaping up. Even though it started off when it was miserable at first, it kind of allowed us to figure out a lot of things, which I think is great.
But a little shakeup is necessary sometimes to get your house in order. Sometimes a big thing has to happen because we're blind. We're going so fast. We can't really see what's going on in front of us. So it takes a big shakeup to be like, yo, ease up, recalibrate.
Yep.
So
Monica
yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. No, Monica Cummins dropped this comment earlier that Timeka needs to do a collab with Leona Lewis, a reggae ballad. And she said,
girl, I would love to.
So I don't know Monica working or who she know, but if Monica,
if you could make it happen,
who knows
I'm
Leona?
ready.
I'll have to put some field agents on that.
Do it. Yeah.
So good talk, man. I have a couple of videos actually. Well, 2 music videos that I have Hey Choppi lined up. Your 2 latest ones. I was kind of watching them through, and one of them actually, I want to say it might be the precision production one. Might be a little too. I was like, you know what? Because Western Union is a sponsor of this show, I don't know if I want to run that one. That one got a little bit of sex appeal. But then you have the other one now with what's the other video they dropped recently, like the newest one? Drip. Is Drip? You think I could get by running Drip as the closing video?
Yeah, nothing was wrong with Take It Off though. Take It Off.
Yeah. So if I had to throw one of these out there, which one do you want me to air for the viewers?
I think Take It Off will make your viewers happy.
All right. So Hey Choppi, precision production.
Drip could make the viewers happy too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I know everybody that's all excitement.
Right.
Know? And sometimes
I want some excitement.
I know that.
we're gonna let's just who have not seen this music video. I haven't seen the whole thing in full. I've just seen the start, but let's take it in. I don't know if you want to give an introduction and then we'll run.
Popcorn, guys. This is a boarding call for all passengers traveling on a Choppi service destined to take it off. All passengers traveling on this service, I kindly ask to buckle up and put on your seatbelts. Let me go.
Do it. Precision. Do it.
Hey Choppi.
Your man buy that skirt, buy take it off, take it off, take it off, take it off, take it off.
I saw a couple of things in that music video. And I was looking at. But top class, world class production as always. Your videos are always on point. It's stuff that to me you can see at MTV, BT any day of the week. So keep doing what you're doing and flying it high. Thank you very much.
And also 100% Trini. And you say international by being myself.
Trust me. Since Nebula 868 music video days, I'm like, this is mad talent.
Yeah.
Local talent that on an international level.
Yep. So
Timeka, you agree?
Yeah, she can't see my point.
I agree.
You can't see me pointing at you, right?
Well, I see the finger.
But I'm pointing at you, right? So that means we have a comment sometime soon.
I'm down. And well, Casey's my brethren. So Casey, and I think he's in here. So Casey, line up something. Line up something, yeah. Perfect. It's a done deal.
You put you on the spot.
Done.
Can't turn
done deal.
Done. I love it.
Yeah, man.
Well, guys,
I love the video.
So joining.
Very sexy.
You have a vision. I like you.
Sex sells. Sell it.
Juice, executive producer. Until the next time, guys, I'll be in touch. I'm gonna pull you guys out and I'm gonna do a close. But thank you so much for joining my show.
Thank you, man. Peace, love, and hair greets.
Thank you so much. It's been fun.
Timeka, Hey Choppi. Well, guys, there you have it. Another great show as always. It's going to be reposted on YouTube. Less all the copyrighted music videos and stuff, of course, but I have to figure out a way to also get all this content onto my podcast or a podcast. So if you could recommend a podcast platform, hit me up. message me, DM me at the Carnival Ref. Send me a message. Let me know what to do. Shout out to everybody that locked on. Casey, your name was called, so you need to now make the collab happen. Your name was dropped several times. So Timeka, Hey Choppi, that's your next project in the works. Executive producer Trini Jungle Juice for making it, putting it together. Yeah. Kurlan, everybody else logged on. Melita for joining again. And I wish I could call all the names. Lori and Monica. Big up and love. Check out the new Caribbean Rich line, and lots coming. Even today, Christmas is coming. So I dropped our Trini Christmas tree. So store.trinijunglejuice.com. Check out all the new merch. Trinidad swimwear, blah, 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 blah. I'm like a broken record, but it is my new baby. Store.trinijunglejuice.com. Pick up something. If you already picked up something, thank you very much. Share it with 2 friends and let them figure out what they want for Christmas. And that note, peace, love, and jungle juiceness. Till next week, guys. I love y'all.